What's up, guys? It's been a minute. Almost, I think, 11 months, 10 months since I've done my last video of my car. Car. I just wanted to do another update-ish on what's going on with the car. This is how it stands right now. I'll give you just a quick walk around of what we're really looking. As you can see, a lot of other things got done to the car. I'm working on it as we speak. But I'll give you a quick walk around just to show you more or less what's going on. So let me just take this intercooler out of here because I'm just gonna get it damaged, even though I most likely won't need it, but whatever. So let's check too. Yeah, sorry. So the car's still pretty much not ready, but very, very close to it to start up for the first time. We're just working on the piping and figuring out the last pieces of piping that I need to get done. Still waiting on a couple of things more from my buddy Kevin from Mercer Built. He just started tackling the wiring. Last time I went to the car with the shop, I didn't really record it, but I'll leave you some pictures. And the car went there to get the cage done. The whole work for the cage that I will show you in a bit. Just let's start from the front end all the way to the back, work our way. So my idea pretty much with the car pretty much changed. It's still the same motor. The turbo got changed. Right now we are rocking an RHB Super 6 from my buddy Jason at RHB Turbochargers. Link him up on YouTube. He's got an awesome content with these turbos on his Saab Time Attack car, local. Anyways, he gave me a good deal on this turbo. Pretty much I got rid of mine, gave it to him, and then he offered me this other one in return. Pretty much this was already a refurbished unit, so we pretty much refurbished it and just gave it to me as an exchange. So what's going on here, if you know where you're kind of looking at, this is a supercharger. I am going to be doing a twin-charged system. That's always what I've wanted since the beginning. It's either a compound system or a twin-charged system. Compound system works, but we figured that it would be more of a drag racing application type of thing, where it's all or nothing. And this one here, it's more linear, and I would get better low end with this than rather than having a small turbo, because turbos always have lag anyways. So to give you more details, this is a Eaton M45, I believe, from Mini Cooper, with already an upgraded pulley on it from these guys. So yeah, so it's just a regular supercharger. I designed a bracket, some brackets over there in the back. Made it work with a different style belt. Well, not different style, but with a different belt. Cut up some of the accessories. We'll have to delete the power steering and go electric, but I'll show you more or less what I'm doing after. So that being said, what we're gonna do is have primary intercooler, secondary intercooler. This is just a very generic side mount upgrade intercooler. Just give you guys a bit of zoom. Just a very generic upgrade side mount, like for your regular mk4 1.8s. And yeah, I just got the bracket, that holds as a side piece because I didn't have it. I threw everything out pretty much. Had to get another one. Just got this intercooler. Started cutting it away to fit this piping as a better intake side of things, because this one comes with small intake ports. And Mercer already pretty much patched this part here for me on the other side, because this goes there's a piping that goes inwards towards the inside and then comes up. And for the stock 1.8 piping, but we're pretty much what we're doing here, we're gonna do underneath. I think it's already marked more or less, and come to the supercharger. So it will be turbo, big intercooler to the inlet of the supercharger, small supercharger outlet into the small intercooler, and the small intercooler into the plenum. Still the same manifold, I believe. I'm not sure what manifold I had last video, because I had two of these manifolds. And this is an Expert Racing manifold, came from Brazil. I imported it here. Had some contacts there, got it imported. It's a dual plenum manifold, 7.5 liter manifold. I also got my billet valve cover made. I have two of these. Actually, I'll show you one on that motor right there. I have two of these. This one has the cap for the oil. The other one doesn't, because it's meant for a dry sump. But yeah, I believe the exhaust manifold was the same. Everything else is, I think, pretty much the same. I think on last video I didn't have these because I was having some problems because they were getting loose on me because they were too big. These are Comprake camber tops. I'm not sure how good they're gonna be, but well, I gotta try them. My plan eventually probably is to raise up the shock tower so I can lower the car even more and actually put like big platform ones, like from BMW or something like that, because I heard they're the same on the nut part, like the same thread pitch, everything. So yeah, so this is pretty much it. I haven't gotten much else done here. On the inside part, this is pretty much, let me just open it up for you. This door is kind of hanging a little bit weird. It's actually it's cut up, as you see. I'll try to explain it to you later. So this is the inside. Let me just take this stuff out of here. Okay, let me just get this out of here so I can show you guys. Yeah, guys, sorry guys. This is the inside of it. Kevin and I had like pretty much like a week and a half to get the car kind of ready, and because he didn't have much space at the shop, he's always busy. So I only had a lot of limited time, but he had the cage and just welded it all for me. So he welded these boxes in for me, fabricated these boxes in for me. There's the same one on that side. Like I said, he started picking at the wiring already, so we can start deleting what we do need and what we don't need. Made the boxes, welded the cage for me. As you can see, I just painted it so it doesn't start rusting, but they're pretty beautiful welds. Like I'll show you here on this side. They're very nice. My painting is not the greatest, but I don't really care. Anyways, yeah, so he got these plates welded for me, braced it off the chassis. Everything's braced, tacked. The seat got some extra supports welded to the chassis as well, because it was moving quite a while. I didn't have more chromoly at the time, so there's still a lot more to add. There's actually like another, I believe on my list, there's another 42 feet of chromoly to add to this cage, which will make it like a 14 point type of thing. Right now it is only an 8. But yeah, we got the doors done. There's bracing on the doors that's gonna get done, triangulation on the shock towers. Welded the steering column for me to the cage. right here because it wasn't welded, so everything is braced up right now. We have to fab something up for the this pedal right here because I extended the pedal so they're pretty much flat with each other. I gotta add some pedals to this and all that. This steering column is still gonna get moved, not moved but modified, because we're actually going with a quick ratio shortener. So this is like a shortener for the ratio of the steering rack. I'm actually changing to a TT steering rack on this because this is still utilizing the stock one. I have another one right there. And yeah, so what I'm doing right now is just cleaning this up around here because I had some eBay flares. Let me just close this door because this door sags crazy. This is only on one hinge because I pretty much got the door in the bottom. So yeah, it's kind of a quick release, to be honest. Actually pretty nice. But anyways, so I'm cutting this up because what I'm doing is I'm adding different flares because the rear wheels, I don't want to get rid of these wheels. I already have them. I don't want to be buying different wheels. I have different wheels, but I don't want to put them on. I actually like this. And I'd rather go to learn the car with a bigger wheel and then progress down and push it. But be kind of used to what I have. If the weight is too big, I'll go down to a 17 or something. But I'd rather be more safe in the car and have a bigger tire in the rear. But anyway, so I would like for this to be one single panel later. So one single panel, by what I mean is pretty much delete the door, delete the windows, delete everything, make this all smooth. Like either a carbon or fiberglass, Kevlar, whatever it is, any of this material. And make it a one single panel that just has the Zeus clips all the way around and just pops in and out. Reinforce it and just pops in and out. So I'm pretty much shaving everything. So I'm just literally tacking this. I'm still gotta put a little plates from the inside this. I'm making a plate right now for this too as well. Tack the door in place so nothing moves. So when you do take a mold, nothing is moving around. I already have new flares that I had. These are actually like some Burke Cup kit flares that I had. But it sits pretty nice. Like they're actually really nice because they sit something like that. But they give it a good, like hella flush type of thing. But once it's molded, it'll look a lot nicer. But anyways, so moving forward, I have made a new trunk for the car. My other trunk, I kind of ruined it. I think I had a carbon one, I'm not sure in the video. Kind of ruined it. It didn't come out nice. Then when I started, it came out mint, but then I tried making a gurney flap for it, like a full duckbill and running no wing. And like a duckbill underneath the big wing to have the two wings, one work with the other. But long story short, I didn't like how it ended up, so I had to make a new one and recreate a new one. I actually made it off Euro trunk because it has the big tub for the license plate in the big one. Let me just pretty much take this off for you guys to show you. That's all I did, is you can just remove it with one hand. So this is the rear of the car. That's where pretty much most of the work went to. That we lost most of the time with this rear part, because that's the most you need. I needed to brace all this. So what ended up happening was that I cut the wheel tub and everything was pretty much off. So on these Mark 4s, these frames here, like the rear horns, they're all like different. One is bigger than the other, and there's like a bunch of plates and nothing is gonna end up like symmetrical. So we actually cut everything, plated it here, plated it in the bottom, plated it on the other side. So we actually made our own horns because we had them not the greatest. Shaved everything nice and corners. So yeah. Also, the cage comes all the way to the back. Kevin made me this strut bar in the back because I didn't have one. So it's actually a chromoly strut bar. Had to open these little holes for us to be able to adjust, to adjust the shocks. We triangulated the cage right here, and we have a floating wing mounts in the rear, so the wing actually it's floating when we put it on. You guys also noticed that the rod is sitting in the back. This is all going to get closed up with aluminum, that as well. But before that, we're going to place the safety fire extinguisher and the main fuel tank, which is a fuel cell. I think a 25 gallon or smaller, or 15 gallon. It's very small. It's nothing really big, but yeah, pretty much gutted everything. The rest of the car, everything is just a tin can. Look, even the lights are pretty much just a lens. They're just hollow. Everything is cut off. I extremely cut the back of it like that, like so. I'm in the progress of doing that door as well. I haven't done it. We have a carbon roof. I already made it. I have a skin for it sitting at Kevin's. I don't have it here. I actually left it there because long story short, when we towed the car, I only had 2 rivets on this thing, and as soon as I was towing it, it kind of flew off. And actually there was no damage to the carbon, which is good. That means we did it properly. But yeah, so that's what's happening with it. The front end is still up there, still fits. We got to make the bracing and the skeleton for the front end to fit nicely. So the doors now, I'll explain them to you guys. So we have clearance issues with these wheels. This is like the biggest tire that I most likely will be able to fit on this car, and I am going to fit on this car. This is already a cup tire, so if you look at this is a 325 710 R18. So basically, if you look at any of these like cup Porsches and all that, this is the size of tire that they run. There's some time attack guys are starting to run this large tire because they actually, the bigger sidewall is a little bit better. It has, gives you a better track, like a footprint on the track. But once it's like lower PSI, it's gonna be a little bit better. But long story short, we have some clearance issues over here. And we already had to, I couldn't do a full turn. Now I can do a better turn. I can almost full turn it, but it still touches a bit where the wheel touches this pillar. That's why you have, not on this tire, but you have kind of a mark. Look, you have marks because when you turn, it'll touch. So my idea is that most likely we're going to be cutting this pillar off. There's, like I said, there's triangulations that are going to happen, and there's supports that are going to happen to the struts, towers, and it's going to beef up the cage a lot more. And we're actually going to be cutting the floor, the rocker, and we're going to make some sort of tunnel and like those track life things, but this is the extreme. And we're going to do something here. I don't know what yet. I have some sort of an idea, but I just want to leave that for later, in a later video. But yeah, so we're gonna work on the fitment of the car because it still has some sort of rake, and I would like to lower it a little bit more later because the car's kind of high still. And these coilovers are custom spec coilovers, and they don't have enough. They're not like a lowering coilover where you can just lower the crap out of this car. You can't, because this is maxed out. And yeah, so I think this is pretty much it. I haven't done too many changes on the car. There's the big major changes that actually made a lot of progress. So yeah, I'll try to record more at Kevin's next time it goes there, so more of the fab work. But because last time we only had a short period of time, and I didn't really want to record because I was just so focused on coming after work and just helping him with the car, because we only had like a week of work, because that's the time on the hoist that we had, and he just wanted to squeeze it because he had other customers' cars coming in. And long story short, we had that to get done, and he did an amazing job. The welds are incredible, even though they're not TIG welded. If that's the question, they weren't TIG welded by being my choice, because it's a race car, not a show car, and I'm not showing off the welds because it's getting painted. If it's getting painted, you're not showing off anything, so it doesn't really matter. But yeah, this is how the car is hanging. And yeah, guys, so and by the way, I sold my Mark II, but that's for another video. But yeah, so that's how the car is hanging right now. So I hope you guys are liking the progress. I'll try to record more and more. I gotta tell myself to start recording instead of just getting things done, and actually do a little bit of put a little bit of effort into it and just start recording. But yeah, guys, so that's how the car is hanging along. I hope you guys liked it, and just keep coming back to see a few more updates shortly, hopefully. But yeah, see you guys in the next video.